Hello everyone and welcome to MechLord's April 2025 KC Cup ban list wishlist! Look, I'll be honest with you, I have zero confidence in Konami's ability to properly balance Duel Links anymore. The fact that we've had at least 4 skills that all independently enabled a specific FTK in the past year or so and none of them got an emergency nerf is testament that Konami could do something but chooses not to. And yeah, it was funny at first, like the first few hours after your dad left to get cigarettes and didn't answer any text or phone calls, but it's been going on for well over a year now and we should all be past the point where we're expecting to come back in time for Mom's funeral. As such, I'm not expecting anything from the upcoming KCC ban list except for Konami to fumble the bag once again. So this isn't really a wishlist per se, because wishlists are what children write to Santa Claus for Christmas, but I'm turning 63 in a couple of weeks. I can't believe in Santa anymore. And Konami has proven time and time again that they just don't give a shit, so instead I'm just gonna complain about stuff and bring up solutions to try and fix the broken mess that is Duel Links. Of course, as always, you're welcome to agree or disagree and let me know your thoughts in the comments. You're also welcome to like the video and share it with people who will get unfathomably mad at my takes because they're my takes. And check out my coffee in the video description if you'd like to encourage more yapping. Alright, let's start with the most obvious symptom of Duel Links degeneracy, hero. Dragonic contact should not exist. If it was up to me, I would just remove the skill from the game entirely, free Stratos and Liquid from the ban list, and go back in time to prevent Kid Jaden from sending Elemental Hero Neos in space to begin with. This won't happen of course for several reasons. Time travel isn't real, Jaden Yuki isn't real, and Konami understands that nostalgia bait sells and will keep selling. So working with these parameters, how about we change the skill in a way that I've already brought up in past videos along with the ban list changes that I've also already talked about? That'd be a good start. Speaking of decks that get a poly for free by clicking yellow button, hello Predaplants! I'm actually not against the idea of generating a free poly for fusion archetypes that don't have a dedicated fusion spell. I think it's a neat idea that enables some archetypes in a way that should be encouraged, but why did Predaplants also have to get another card out of this for no cost? And why do they get a free counter just for going second? Surely I can be the only person who thinks skills should have costs or condition associated to them, especially as they keep giving you more and more advantage. So how about this? Starving Venom Invasion no longer gives you an additional Predap card, and you only get to put a Predap counter if your life point goes down by 2000.
But MechLord, if you do that, Predaplants won't be playable any longer.
Won't they? I don't know about that, and to be honest, neither do you. Because the new Predap support released alongside Starving Venom Invasion, we never really had an opportunity to see how Predaplants could fare without their broken skill. I believe it's a competent enough deck that it would still be pretty good, especially considering a tamed down Starving Venom Invasion would also encourage people to look at Yuri's other promising skill, Predator Dimension. I can't be the only one who misses the time when skills supported decks instead of the other way around. The same is true for Salamangreat, by the way. Remember when I pointed out that the nerf to the Salamangreat scale was mostly inconsequential, and the Discord basement dwellers complained that I was talking out of my ass and couldn't possibly be right because there's no way Salad could compete with other decks past ban list. And Salad is still a top tier deck and will be the best deck in the game if not for Resonators. The conclusion of this story is shut the fuck up. Salamangreat is also a deck that received new support, which was overshadowed by a skill designed by a brain tumor. I'd like for this skill to be removed from the game as well, or at the very least, nerfed significantly and for Salad to actually brew before the skills and see what happens, because Salamangreat is a solid enough deck that it would probably still get results without the help of a broken skill, provided of course no other broken skills exist. Isn't it depressing that the last skill-less deck to place on DLM's tier list was Unchained, a deck that had to coexist with a skill that shot out an indestructible Abyss Dweller? Oh wait, I just noticed Sky Striker is there as well. Sorry Ray, I didn't mean. In the same vein, we have Resonators. We're talking about a deck that received combo pieces printed in 2023, which further raises the bar for individual cards in Duel Links in 2025, and I'm okay with that. As we're getting more modern archetypes designed with a completely different game in mind, it makes sense that future support and new archetypes we're getting should be stronger than the stuff we've got so far. This is basically what happened a bunch throughout Duel Links' history, starting with Cyber Angel Dakini dropping in a game where we used to loop Nephthys and revive Red Eye Zombie fucking Dragon as game plans. Anyway, the cool thing about Resonators is, since most of their power is concentrated in their cards and not their skill, you can actually balance out the deck by hitting cards, which is something that used to have an impact in Duel Links. Whoa, imagine that! Putting Crimson Resonator to 3 alongside Crimson Gaia would be a decent first nerf that would keep the deck playable while reducing its ceiling, because you shouldn't want to kill a deck immediately after it released, unless you fucked it up by making it so unbearable to play that people would rather play fucking Lorcaena. I've actually never played Lorcaena, I don't even know the rules. Maybe it's actually peak and I'm missing out playing Duel Links instead. Is it any good? If you're a Lorcaena player, please let me know in the comments. This being said, because this is Duel Links, we also have to talk about the ridiculous skill Resonators got. Why do you get to shit out a red Dragon Archfiend out of nowhere? Why do you get a free Fiendish Chain just for going second? One of these things has to go, and I'd rather it be the Fiendish Chain part, because at least the free RDA part has an actual cost and is easier to interact with. Other than that, I have no issues with the Resonators. It is a strong deck, possibly the best deck of this format, but its strength is based on its cards rather than a circular level skill, to bring up my favorite Duel Links related quote of all time. And I have no doubt the deck would still perform admirably without that joke of a skill. Speaking of clicking yellow buttons, I'd be in favor of removing every you went second so you get a bonus close from skills, even if the associated decks aren't part of the current format. Why does Borrow Link get a free link too? Why does Sacred Beast get a free, Sacred Beast? Why do Sharks get a free Black Ray Lancer to rank up from? Why do Gemini get a double summon and a Gemini Spark? And so on and so forth. I get the it's to help decks going second arguments, but if you brought a knife to a sword fight, you don't make it fairer by getting a gun. Duel Links has a going first problem, but it is a Yu-Gi-Oh! White problem. The way you actually work towards fixing this is by making going second better in general, not by drastically increasing the board-breaking abilities of a few select decks depending on which product you're trying to sell, especially in a game when you don't get to choose whether you go first or second, which means whether or not you're getting bonus cards for free is completely random. Oh yeah, also Isometric Inferno is not a skill that should exist. Set up 4 cards in a graveyard including a soul charge is a statement dreamed up only by the utterly deranged. The fact that this skill got released at all is yet more evidence that Konami is taking the piss on us all and some of you are just drinking it straight from the urethra. How do you balance it? I don't even think you can without Xyz galaxying the skill. Can put the toothpaste back in the tube type of situation here. Anyway, that's it for the yapping. Once again, I'm fully aware Konami simply does not give a shit about game balance and will continue to ignore current problems and replace them with future problems instead. Duel Links is a fundamentally broken game and we're way past the point where it could have been fixed. I've made myself a promise, if the upcoming ban list is lackluster, and it will be, I'm quitting this game for good. And at this point, not even freeing Infernoids could bring me back. And that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like this video, comment what was your favorite part, and subscribe if you have not already. If you'd like to support me further, you can check out my Ko-fi in the video description, where you can make a one-time donation or a monthly pledge. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Ko-fi donators in the form of Dingus, Owdish Boy 0, Jimmy, Zinnia, Yannick, Sile, Mark Lu, Fortuno16, The Abyss Actor Guru, Orc Price, and X-Assist. Thank you all for the support. Take care everyone, and I will see you all next time.